City of Cedar. Call this meeting to order. We'll start with Councilman Jansen giving the invocation and salute to the flag.
Please rise. Let us pray. Good and gracious Heavenly Father, tonight we just ask you to put your grace upon the city of Nashville as they go through the struggles of the shootings that occurred in that city. Lord, we just ask you to give your blessings to all first responders as they respond to situations such as this. And Lord, give them the strength and the will to prevail in troubling times. Lord, I just ask you to give your blessings to our military who preserves our peace. And most of all, Lord, I just thank you for your son, Jesus. For it's in his name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, can I get a roll call, please?
Councilmember Golding? Here. Councilmember Horn?
Here.
Councilmember Jansen?
Here.
Councilmember Meza?
Here.
Councilmember Nichols?
Here.
Councilmember Sutton?
Here.
Mayor Hoffman?
Moving on to approval of minutes. Item A.
I move that we approve the minutes from the City Council briefing held on March 20th, 2023.
Second.
It's moved and seconded. Does anybody have any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Item B.
I move that we approve the minutes from the regular City Council meeting held on March 20th, 2023.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We're starting a new thing with approval of agenda. Can I get a motion, please?
I move that we approve the agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second for approval of agenda. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Announcements. Ms. Golding.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. I have a few announcements. The Vice Mayor and I separately met with Erica Young a couple of weeks ago. She has experience with federal grants, and we wanted to meet with her to get some information about possible grant funding for the Urban Trail project that we're doing here in Jacksonville Beach. And just wanted to let everyone know that the U.S. Department of Transportation Federal Highway Administration has announced the 2023 Safe Streets and Roads for All grant, and that is something that the city of Jacks Beach is looking into. It would be wonderful if we could get some federal dollars so that we can get the Urban Trail project constructed sooner rather than later. Also, I wanted to let everyone know on Wednesday, April 5th at 7 o'clock at the Beaches Branch Library, Beaches Watch is hosting a panel discussion on the height increase referendum that's going to be on the May 16th ballot. I encourage people to plan to attend that to hear the different perspectives on this issue. Also, there's an Easter egg hunt this Saturday at Wingate Park. It starts at 10 a.m. and it's always a lot of fun for the kiddos. So I hope people will plan to go out and enjoy the Easter egg hunt. And then last but not least, several of us will be leaving tonight to drive to Tallahassee to meet with our legislators and talk to them about some of the legislation in Tallahassee that would impact Jacksonville Beach. So we hope that we can make some progress with them.
Councilman Meza.
Good evening, everyone. Councilmember Cindy Golding talked about the Easter Bunny egg hunt. Was the Easter Bunny last year. It was fun. It was hot. But seeing the smiley faces on the kids' faces was pretty awesome. They won some prizes. The mayor was there. It was fun. So if you have kids, grandkids, please take them there. Hopefully it's not as muggy as it was last year. Second thing, if you don't follow Jacksonville Beach Police Department on Facebook or on Instagram, please do so. They're pretty good at keeping the community aware of what's going on. And every time they take illegal drugs and illegal guns off the streets, they always post it. So if you see an officer, please thank them. We don't want illegal streets or illegal guns in this community at all. We're all about public safety, so kudos to them. I'm one of the council members going to Tallahassee to speak to the legislators. There's a few bills that are concerning, and we need them to vote it down. So we're going to talk to them, hopefully find a resolution, and we'll find out later on if they do it or not. So thank you.
Councilmember Golding?
Sorry. One last thing, she thought I was not going to do it, but want to wish happy birthday to our city clerk, Sherry Goslin, tonight. We will not sing, and since that's our rule, but happy birthday, Sherry.
We're going to sing one of these days.
Mr. Sutton?
I believe Friday, the 7th, Beaches Museum and Historical Park is having a come paint the picket fence if people would like to volunteer. Speaking from personal experience, that's a massive project, and the more people the better, so you can sign up on the Beaches Museum website.
Thank you, Councilman Sutton. Moving on to courtesy of the floor, when you come up, please state your name and address. You'll have 3 minutes. I have a card from Ken Marsh.
Ken Marsh, 2011 Gale Avenue. Let me start off by telling you the message, marquee message from Shim Sham this weekend. It said, why overthink when you can overdrink? So here's my question. Why use the term overdrink? Could this not be just as effective saying, why overthink when you can come on in and have a drink? Overdrink, have a drink, similar, but not. One encourages being drunk, the other says, come on in, have our product. Now, I'm absolutely sure some of you are not distressed over the Shim Sham signage. Some of you even find these type signs witty. I know from past conversation, emails, or lack of emails. So how about we use that same message on the P to Pick sign on 3rd Street so that the drivers can see why overthink when you can overdrink. Or maybe the reason you are making too many sober decisions. How about we put that on the P to Pick sign on 3rd Street? Would you find this just as clever and funny? I sure hope you do not. I am not on a temperance kick. I am not suggesting that we wage war on bars that encourage overdrinking on their marquee. But what I am recommending is that you take some action. For us residents that want a downtown that is the downtown that we want, my hope and expectation is the mayor should take the leadership role and address this issue. And should she not, then I'm asking Dan to take the challenge on. Because certainly as a police officer, you know some of the problems that occur with overindulgence. I'm not applying an action of force, simply engage in a dialogue with this business community and ask for their help and their partnership in creating a downtown environment that we hope to strive to achieve. And on that note, on the downtown that we're striving for, this is what I'm really getting a bit confused. We've talked about the additional height as a way to activate the plaza. But the term activate means different things to different people. Many of you could care less about these marquee messages of encouraging overindulgence. Most recently, some of you supported an issue of extending festivals and serving mixed alcohol. And although on whole, there should be a complete stop on this issue, it overextends our police force and does nothing to add to their quality of life. The Downtown Vision Plan calls for a safe, walkable area of restaurants and shops. Your actions are beginning to tell me that your definition of activate does not align with mine, and most certainly the spirit of our vision plan. And this causes me, and as well as many residents, great concern. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Marsh. Moving on to new business. Mr. Barron, I believe you have the first one. Oh, Mr. Brown.
Good evening,
Council Philip Brown, Utility Superintendent, City of Jacksonville Beach. Council will come today asking to award us approval for the utility plant SCADA system. And our SCADA system controls our HMI. This is a picture of it, some of the pictures of our HMI that controls our plant, the wastewater plant, which also connects to our data flow that has call outs. And so we're asking for an updated system, software for the plant so that we can make sure that we're operating according to DEP's rules and regulations. The price of this, total price is $138,710.42. With that being a contingency that is 15% that is added into that. And some of the funding will be recuperated from the allocated funds that was allocated previously to another vendor. So tonight, I want to ask that for approval for approving a quote from AWC for the utility plant SCADA system and declaring AWC as a sole source provider. And with that, I'm available for any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Can I get a motion, please?
I move that we approve a quote with AWC Inc. for utility plant SCADA services and declare AWC Inc. a sole source provider for utility plant SCADA services.
Second.
Mr. Mason?
Quick question. Looking at the memo here, on all the supplies that you guys are ordering, it says 2 weeks. Is that from today if it's approved, or is it whenever you guys just?
Whenever we get it, once it's approved, 2 weeks.
Okay. Did the vendor say, is it gonna be like exactly 2 weeks? Because I mean, I know some of the supplies have taken longer than usual,
Yeah.
so I'm just curious.
2 weeks is what it gave us, give or take, plus or minus.
Okay,
But once we get that order, I could update you on that.
thank you.
Mr. Warren?
In regards to line 14, payment for Mr. Bob Stevens. So, a couple of things. Is that standard fee for this $150 an hour?
Yes, sir.
No line of business. Seriously, that's amazing. And then the line to the right, that is the duration, or that is, sorry, I was trying to run back through this again. That is availability. But that is not, it's not 5 weeks of work for that fee, correct? That's full 6 weeks.
That's the work weeks for how long it would take to get that.
Okay, so mathematically, $150 an hour.
I missed that one.
Yeah, okay, so well, 6 weeks would be $36,000, if it's 5 weeks, it's not.
Right. So that's the line item
14.
14.
I mean, at that rate, I just want to make sure we're not giving somebody an extra week of pay.
No, we're not.
Okay,
No, we're not. No,
just check.
no we're not giving no. We don't been together before. I'm going down that road again.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Seeing no other comments, can I get a roll call, please?
Councilmember Golding,
Yes.
Councilmember Horn,
Yes.
Councilmember Jansen,
Yes.
Councilmember Meza,
Yes.
Councilmember Sutton,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Nichols.
Yes, item passes. Mr. Ortiz? Start? All right. Pass.
Sir. Good afternoon. The Ocean Rescue Division, through the Parks and Recreation Department, is requesting for your acceptance of grant funds from the Surfing's Evolution and Preservation Foundation for the Ocean Rescue Division. This grant that we apply for goes towards training and operational material, but emphasis on training. These are examples of what we are looking to purchase with the grant funding. We'll have full updated 2 regulation of CPR for our basic life support training, as well as equipment that will help sustain for our training of our rescue watercraft, so we do not take equipment out of service for our original rescue watercraft that we already have in place. as well as boards, new rescue boards to help us with training so that we do not take other rescue boards out of service while we're conducting training. All of this equipment, excluding the CPR mannequins, can also be used for operations when training is not being conducted.
Thank you. Anybody on council have any questions or comments? No? Roll call, please.
Point of order, we need a
I'm
motion.
sorry, go ahead. Leave it, yeah, make a motion.
I move that we accept the grant funds from Surfing's Evolution and Preservation Foundation, Inc. for ocean rescue.
Second.
Anybody have any comments? Roll call, please.
Councilmember Horn,
Yes.
Councilmember Jansen,
Yes.
Councilmember Meza,
Yes.
Councilmember Sutton,
Yes.
Councilmember Golding,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Nichols.
Yes. Item passes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Max. Next item. Trevor.
Good evening, Council. Trevor Hughes, City of Jax Beach Parks and Recreation. The Josh Hines Point Foundation has been a longtime supporter of the city and the Parks and Recs Department, specifically to Paul's Park. They've made considerable contributions specifically for the artificial turf, the shade shelters, the murals that they see. They've really had a large impact in that park, and they wish to again enhance the park and beautify the park by adding a lighting system to our current fountain. We're requesting that you accept the donation of $2,500 to install the LED light fixture.
Thank you. Have a motion, please.
I move that we accept a donation from the Josh Hines Foundation for Paws Park in the amount of $2,500 for the addition of a light feature to the fountain.
Second.
Ms. Golden.
Just for the benefit of the audience and my fellow council members, Josh Hines was a user of Paws Park when the park first opened. He and his dog would come to Paws Park, and they came a lot. And unfortunately, Josh was tragically killed. He was murdered, and because left his dog, obviously, and his family took the dog in, and they because Paws Park was such a special place for both he and his dog, they started the foundation. And I don't know, Trevor, do you have a total of how much money the Josh Hines Foundation has donated towards improvements to Paws Park?
I don't have that number current, but I can get it and send it out.
That's fine, it's just substantial, I mean, when you think about it. And Josh's dog is also memorialized on the mural that's on the wall next to Paws Park there as well. And I've had the great opportunity to be able to meet the Hines family, and they are just a wonderful family. And it's tragic that that they don't have their son and their brother here, but we are very grateful, and I would like to personally thank them for all that they've done for Paws Park and helping make the park a great place for all the other people and their dogs to enjoy.
Mr. Horn.
The picture we're looking at, that's a picture of the part of the south end of the beach. Is that the water feature down there?
It is.
So that's what this is going to look like in the future.
Yes, sir. The fountain's not quite as big of a fountain, but yes, the lighting will be similar.
Excellent. That's good looking.
I agree. I think it looks fantastic. I'm looking forward to getting it out there. Madam Clerk, can I get a roll call, please?
Councilmember Jansen,
Yes.
Councilmember Meza,
Yes.
Councilmember Sutton,
Yes.
Councilmember Golding,
Yes.
Councilmember Horn,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Nichols.
Yes, item passes. Thank you. Moving on to board appointments. I think we'll go ahead and just take a motion on the first one.
I move that we approve the appointment of Nicholas Andrews to fill the remainder of the vacant regular member term of Emily Stouffer on the Planning Commission, expiring on December 31st, 2023.
Second.
Are there any comments from council? Seeing none. Can I get a roll call, please? Madam Clerk.
Councilmember Meza,
Yes.
Councilmember Sutton,
Yes.
Councilmember Golding,
Yes.
Councilmember Horn,
Yes.
Councilmember Jansen,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Nichols.
Yes, item passes. Item 2.
I move that we approve the appointment of Justin Henderson to fill the remainder of the first alternate term of Nicholas Andrews on the Planning Commission, expiring on December 31st, 2024.
Second.
Having no lights lit up, we'll just go ahead and go through a roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilmember Sutton,
Yes.
Councilmember Golding,
Yes.
Councilmember Horn,
Yes.
Councilmember Jansen,
Yes.
Councilmember Meza,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Nichols.
Yes, item carries. Item 3.
I think at this point, the mayor would usually take nominations from the floor.
We can do that. We'll take a nomination if anybody has one. Ms. Golding?
I nominate Debbie Cole.
Second. If we need to second it. Okay. No.
Any others? We'll take a roll call with Mary Cole. Debbie Cole, sorry, for the position.
Councilmember Sutton,
Yes.
Councilmember Golding,
Yes.
Councilmember Horn,
Yes.
Councilmember Jansen,
Yes.
Councilmember Meza,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Nichols.
Yes. Item passes. Mr. Reader?
Good evening, Bill Rieger with the Information Services Department, and we are requesting 4 firewalls for the replacement of our existing firewalls. The city has 2 primary internet connections that come in here and provide internet services, and each internet connection has 2 firewalls set up in a redundant fashion. And the current firewalls that were purchased in 2020 are out of capacity. In other words, they're running at 99% capacity, and when that happens, there are a lot of packets that drop and internet connections that drop, phone calls that drop, and we need to replace these firewalls for that reason. The other reason I'm asking for the replacement is we've had 2 independent companies come in and do some security audits for us, and it recognized some shortcomings with these firewalls, and we're no longer able to upgrade them to overcome these shortcomings, and so we have some security vulnerabilities. So really for throughput purposes and security vulnerability purposes, I'm requesting 4 new firewalls that we can install. I'm open to any questions.
Can I get a motion, please?
I move that we approve a quote with CDW for replacement internet firewalls.
Second.
Mr. Meza?
Yes. You said they were replaced back in 2020?
They were purchased in 2020.
Purchased in 2020?
Yes.
What was the cost of that, do you remember?
I don't know off the top of my head.
And how often do these firewalls have to be upgraded?
Theoretically, once every 5 years, but what has happened is we've actually put a lot of new technology here in the last 18 months that have really increased the data that we use for through the internet. And it's just taxed these firewalls up. These were not purchased with the design of what we're doing now. Some things we've done since I've come here, they're just not designed to deal with that kind of traffic.
Now, with all the things that obviously that we're approving and doing with that, the new firewalls are coming in, are they going to be?
Absolutely, we're very much upsizing them from what we have right now and should last us a normal period of 5 years.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Jansen?
Who, do we maintain those ourselves? Are we handling the
Yes,
maintenance
we
of
do,
those?
yeah.
And are they supported by the manufacturer? Is it-
For 5 years, they'll be supported.
Okay, all right.
Mr. Horn?
Looking at these numbers, and I'm first want to say I'm not a tech person, so yeah, I tried to do some research here. Is this hardware? There's some software, there's some licensing. There's some licensing stuff in here. So what all are we getting? Just a brief, like real.
So it is actually hardware. They are appliances that will sit in a server rack, and the internet will literally plug into them. So there's appliances, physical hardware. There actually is software that runs on that physical hardware that requires licenses. So that's what we're getting.
So what's going to happen with the equipment that we purchased 2 years ago?
We'll decommission it and have it destroyed. There's not a resale market for those that are 3 or 4 years old.
Okay.
the security is just changing way too fast for those to be reused anywhere, unfortunately.
I'm just one who was like, if we can resell something.
Yeah, I wish we could. Those,
Those money
no one would buy them anymore.
That's kind of where I was going with that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Seeing no more comments, thank you, Mr. Rieger. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Golding,
Yes?
Councilmember Horn,
Yes.
Councilmember Jansen,
Yes.
Councilmember Meza,
Yes.
Councilmember Sutton,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Nichols.
Yes, item passes. Thank you. Next item, city manager, Mike Stefopoulos.
Thank you. Mayor and council, this next item is an amendment to a submerged land lease agreement. The city of Jacksonville Beach has land that is over by the marina. We've had for a number of years an agreement in place with the original marina owner, going back to prior to Windward. Back in 2019, we did a transfer of that agreement to the new owner, Mr. Stephen Johansson in Windward Marine. We are now at a point where we're looking to do an extension of that lease. You can see the area in question here is just north of Beach Boulevard, but it is a submerged piece of land that is owned by the city, and we lease it to whoever the ownership group of the arena is. And with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Thank you. Can I get a motion, please?
I move that we approve the First Amendment to submerged land lease agreement and the ground lesser estoppel and agreement between the city of Jacksonville Beach and Windward Jacksonville Beach Owner LLC.
Second.
Seeing no comment, please. Madam Clerk, will you roll call, please?
Councilmember Horn,
Yes.
Councilmember Jansen,
Yes.
Councilmember Meza,
Yes.
Councilmember Sutton,
Yes.
Councilmember Golding,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Nichols.
Yes, item passes. Next item, was that? Okay.
Good evening, Jamison Parker, Beach Engineering Services, substation relay supervisor, also still acting electrical engineer. We participated in a joint bid with 11 other municipalities through Florida Municipal Power Agency, also known as FMPA, to solicit for substation and generating station maintenance, testing, and like-for-like equipment replacement services. By doing this, it's based on time and materials, all the prices in here. I can call any one of the 11 or 12 contractors that was awarded to, see one if they're able to come tomorrow, next week, next month, whatever the project schedule is, and get the pricing, get a purchase order, start the project. Currently, any project we do in substation, the minute we first we have to put together bid specs. We don't have resources to do that. So we use engineering consulting firms to put together bid specs for us. We then have to advertise it for the period, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks, whatever the requirement is per the procurement policy. Then we have to evaluate those, and then come back here and get permission to do this for every single project. By using this mechanism, it's time and materials and allow us to streamline and do projects in a much more efficient manner.
Thank you. Can I get a motion, please?
I move that we award FMPA invitation to bid 2022-034 to ABB Inc., Electric Power Systems, Electrical Engineering Enterprise, Flow Power LLC, Hitachi Energy, MP Predictive Technologies Inc., North American Substation Services, Patterson and Dewar, Premier Power Maintenance, Southern Switch and Contacts, TAW Technical Field Services Inc., and Utility Engineering LLC for substation and generating station maintenance.
Second.
Good job, Sandy. Mr. Jansen.
Just a quick question for you. So are all these individual entities, are they vetted already, or are they vetted on an as-needed basis? In other words, if you reach out to one of them, have we looked into their past, have they done work for us previously? Just reader's digest coverage of that.
Some of them have, others have not, but through the FMPA bid process, they had to meet those requirements and attest that they were proficient in certain areas. The proficiency matrix was filled out by each company. Some companies have certain capabilities, others don't. So the vetting was done by FMPA. So we've done work with some of them already, and we vetted them, and we will primarily continue to use them. But what's good about having multiple options is that if there is an issue, if there's a disaster somewhere, resources are going to be slim. So this gives us the capability and the option to go to others.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Mr. Horn?
There's a significant difference in the costs associated with some of these. Some are on the lower end, we get, what things say, from the range of 3,000 to up to 21,000. Is that standard? Is that kind of?
It depends on where they're located, so the pricing matrix that is here is for beach engineering services based on where they were mobilized from. So the pricing that we get for a company, let's say down at Green Coast Springs, is to be much lower than the pricing that would be for Keys Energy. Also depends on the capabilities that each of the companies have. You start getting into the more sophisticated stuff like protected relay testing and commissioning, yes, that can cost a lot. Whereas if you use it more like a general contractor type, it's going to be lower.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions or comments from council? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, roll call please.
Councilmember Jansen,
Yes.
Councilmember Meza,
Yes.
Councilmember Sutton,
Yes.
Councilmember Golding,
Yes.
Councilmember Horn,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Nichols.
Yes, item passes. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ms. Gossett?
Good evening, Ashley Gossett, CFO. Before you tonight, you've got the mid-year budget adjustment for the city from the activity that's taken place since the budget was originally adopted through the March agenda. As a reminder, the state statutes require that any budget adjustments be made in the same format as the original budget was adopted. And so that's why you're seeing this resolution today, when it's primarily kind of repeating what you guys have been approving to date. And I'm available to answer any questions you might have about any of the items.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, can you please read the resolution by title only?
A resolution amending the operating budget of the city of Jacksonville Beach, Florida for the fiscal year beginning October 1st, 2022 and ending September 30th, 2023.
And a motion?
I move that we adopt resolution number 2143, 2023, amending the operating budget of the city of Jacksonville Beach, Florida for the fiscal year beginning October 1st, 2022 and ending September 30th, 2023.
Second.
Any questions or comments by council? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, roll call please.
Councilmember Meza,
Yes.
Councilmember Sutton,
Yes.
Councilmember Golding,
Yes.
Councilmember Horn,
Yes.
Councilmember Jansen,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Nichols.
Yes, item passes. City Manager Stavropoulos.
Thank you. These next two items are specifically related to proposed legislation that is at Tallahassee right now. The first one that you'll be seeing is Resolution 2144-2023. That particular resolution is basically against the two utility bills that have been put forward, House Bill 1331 and Senate Bill 1380, as it relates to municipal utilities. That includes electric, water, and sewer, and the impacts of the proposed legislation. I would like to mention to council that I do have some proposed language that I would recommend to replace Section 2 of that resolution that is specifically based on feedback from our lobbyist in Tallahassee, who has had conversations with some of our state representatives at that level. The amendment as proposed would basically provide some flexibility to our local legislators in Tallahassee to either vote down the legislation or to propose amendments to it that would ameliorate or lessen the impact to us as a municipality that provides utility services. So I have provided a copy of that language to both the clerk and to Councilmember Golding. And if anyone would like, I could read it, or if Councilmember Golding feels she can introduce it as an amendment to the resolution.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, can you please read the resolution by title only?
A resolution of the City of Jacksonville Beach, Florida, opposing House Bill 1331 by Representative Busata Cabrera and Senate Bill 1380 by Senator Martin, providing for adoption of recitals, repeal of prior inconsistent resolutions and council decisions, severability, and an effective date.
And a motion?
I move that we adopt resolution number 2144, 2023, opposing House Bill 1331 by Representative Busata Cabrera and Senate Bill 1380 by Senator Martin relating to municipal utilities.
And second?
Ms. Golden?
I'd like to move to amend Resolution Number 2144, 2023 as follows. Section 2, opposition of House Bill 1331 and Senate Bill 1380. The City Council of the City of Jacksonville Beach hereby strongly opposes House Bill 1331 and Senate Bill 1380 relating to municipal utilities and respectfully urges the Florida Legislature to reject House Bill 1331 and Senate Bill 1380 as currently drafted, and to withhold support until substantial revisions exempting or otherwise reducing negative impact or effect on the City of Jacksonville Beach doing business as Beaches Energy Services are incorporated into the final version of such legislation.
Second.
Are there any questions or comments on the amendment? You have still have your light on, do you want to comment on it? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, can we have a roll call on this amendment?
Councilmember Sutton?
Yes.
Councilmember Golding?
Yes.
Councilmember Horn?
Yes.
Councilmember Jansen?
Yes.
Councilmember Meza?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Nichols?
Yes, amendment passes. And any questions or comments on the original resolution? Ms. Golden?
For the benefit of the audience, I would just like to mention that one of the things that's most concerning about this legislation is that it would not allow the City of Jacksonville Beach to transfer funds from Beaches Energy to our general fund. And that would be a significant issue for us because that money we often use to pay for police and fire and other important services in the city. And so if the legislature would prevent us being able to do that, that would be a very serious problem for us.
Any other questions or comments by council? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, can I have a roll call, please?
Councilmember Sutton?
Yes.
Councilmember Golding?
Yes.
Councilmember Horn?
Yes.
Councilmember Jansen?
Yes.
Councilmember Meza?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Nichols?
Yes, item passes. Item C.
Item C is a second resolution opposing legislation, specifically Senate Bill 798 and House Bill 975. Both of these pieces of legislation, excuse me, would effectively preempt local jurisdictions from ultimately providing solid waste services to multifamily residential and commercial industrial properties within their jurisdiction. This would have a ripple effect throughout our community, specifically with regards to basically forcing the collection of solid waste on those types of properties and having some control over the providers that are actually providing that service within our community. So again, this resolution is basically opposing that proposed legislation.
Madam Clerk, can you please read the resolution by title?
A resolution of the City of Jacksonville Beach, Florida, opposing Senate Bill 798 and House Bill 975 relating to recycling and solid waste management, preempting local government from determining the full scope of services and service areas included within agreements for recycling and waste management services, restricting local government's authority to determine the cost of permits or licenses related to recycling and waste management services, prohibiting local government from requiring an exclusive franchise fee from recycling and waste management services, providing for transmittal, adoption of recitals, repeal of prior inconsistent resolutions and council decisions, severability, and an effective date.
Thank you. And a motion?
I move that we adopt resolution number 2145, 2023, opposing Senate Bill 798 by Senator Ingolia and House Bill 975 by Representative Holcomb relating to recycling and solid waste management.
Second.
Having a motion and a second, is there any questions or comments from council? Mr. Horn.
For the city manager, has there been any discussion today? I'm assuming that you may have discussed this with anybody in Tallahassee. Is there anything else we need to know about this as opposed to like the amendment that we did in the previous? Or I don't see a positive end to this, if there's any adjustments, I'm not sure.
No, these two that you have in front of you are probably what are viewed as the most egregious home rule intrusions by legislation at the state level. There are other bills that are of concern to the Florida League of Cities and are of concern to the city of Jacksonville Beach. And for those of us that are going to Tallahassee, we will make that known with our local representatives at the state level. But in terms of this one in particular would affect us on that commercial and industrial and multifamily side with solid waste collection.
And Ms. Golding?
Mr. Stavropoulos, once we approve these resolutions, what will happen with the resolutions? Assuming we approve them.
Assuming they're approved, and I believe we've got it somewhere in here, that they would be transmitted to our local representatives at the state level. And there's somewhere else that we're sending them as well, and I can't remember.
Will we be taking any copies with us tomorrow when we meet with our representatives?
We won't have them, I think, signed and executed to go up there, but we can certainly tell them that we have adopted resolutions and we'll be getting them copies forthcoming.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. No other questions and comments? Madam Clerk, may I get a roll call, please?
Councilmember Golding,
Yes.
Councilmember Horn,
Yes.
Councilmember Jansen,
Yes.
Councilmember Meza,
Yes.
Councilmember Sutton,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Nichols.
Yes, item passes. Can I get a motion, having no other business on the agenda, can I get a motion for adjournment?
I move that we adjourn.
Second.
With a, I'm sorry, Mr. Horn.
I think you're all going to Tallahassee tomorrow, since I'll be the only one here, and I'm basically in charge. I think a set of keys or something. I mean, is there like a badge I have to get? Here you go. There we go.
With a motion and a second for adjournment, I call this,